Hey guys, how's it going? Josue back again with another video on HearmeRaw. And today, I want to talk to you guys about this saying, united we stand, divided we fall. Now this is pretty much like, if you look at it, united we stand, divided we fall. Clearly we're supposed to be working together. But we have a hard time doing that nowadays. We're having a really hard time at working together. And for me, like I always, I always bring it back to me. I bring it back to myself. I bring it back to who I have control over, Because the thing is, we can try to control people. We can try to manipulate people, but it's not fun. Not only is it not fun, it's not nice for them because we're supposed to be free. We have freedom. We have free will. We have freedom of speech. We're allowed to be our own person. But if you can see my last video talking about love, ego disguised as love, we tend to want the people that we love in our lives, we tend to want to control them. We tend to have an image of them and want them to fit that image, or maybe we found them at some point in their life and they were like this and we fell in love and then they changed and they were like, no, why'd you change? I want you to go back to where you used to be. But come on, the only constant in life is change. So someone is going to change, someone is going to evolve, or they might devolve, they might go backwards. But if they're going forward though, if they're loving themselves, sometimes we might love somebody, but then when we see them happy, we're just like, how can that person be happy? Like, they can't be happier than me. Like, there's that competition going. There's a division there. And that division will happen if there is no unity. The opposite of division, you need unity. You have to come together as a collective, as one. The oneness. Many people have not experienced the oneness. A lot of people end up experiencing the oneness through like psychedelics, mushrooms, LSD, and things like that. I fully experienced it. For me, marijuana definitely helped me get to that oneness. But when I fully experienced the oneness, I was just out in nature. Nature is a trip. Spending a lot of time in nature is a trip. You will feel, you will sense, you will see, you will smell a lot of beautiful things. You will get a lot of beautiful thoughts. So going out to nature consistently is a great thing. Hugging some trees, it's a beautiful thing. Also, meditation is also very good as well, to come in with that oneness, to just calm the mind, because our mind tends to run a lot. And if we're in the cities, then we got things happening all the time. Sometimes many of us are not even sleeping correctly. So but we have to experience that oneness. I was just like walking in the woods, and I was looking at the trees, and I was seeing how they were connected. I'm like, damn, like these trees are all connected, and they're a community. There's so many of them, and they're going all over the place. But they're not, they're not fighting for space or anything. They're working together. They're supporting each other, and that was a beautiful thing. And when I was thinking that, I heard a voice in my head tell me that it's all connected. And when that voice said that, there are universal truths, and there are truths that, when it's the truth, you can feel it. Your body will sense it. Your body is amazing, your intuition too, your instincts. You have all these natural things that will help you in life. But when I heard that in my head, I was like, man, I felt it through my whole body. And I truly felt connected. I felt grounded. I felt safe for the first time. I think I was 25 at the time. For the first time in 25 years, I felt like I belonged on this planet. And that is crazy. Isn't that crazy? 25 years. 25 years I spent just like confused as heck, confused and lost, and just trying to fill up this hole inside of me with alcohol, drugs, sex, and all these things. And then I came out to nature, and then there it was. I remembered. I started remembering who I was. I started connecting with my intuition. Now, I'm developing my powers. I'm developing my psychic abilities. I'm developing, my intuition, my instinct. I'm developing myself. I'm getting to know myself. I'm getting to know my talents. In that time since, going out to nature, I've realized that I love to sing, I love to dance, and I love to, I love to be active. I love movement. It's just amazing. It's just, who I am now is not who I thought I was ever going to be, And before that, I was really trying to not be that person, because growing up, that's the thing that happens is your parents, your teachers, your friends, your peers, everybody is going to try, when you try to be yourself, and when you're being yourself, you're going to end up being weird, quote unquote weird. But it's a good thing. You don't want to be like everybody else. But when you're being weird, someone's going to say something, they're going to make a joke. They might be making a joke to be mean, or they might be making a joke to be funny. But as a kid, you have no idea how to discern that. And either way, they are words. So these people are casting spells on you. And in these voices, if you hear them enough times, they're playing in your head. And even if that person leaves your life, those voices still stay there for a while. So with all these negative thoughts that we get from other people, that we're like a sponge. The first 7 years of our life, we're like a sponge. We're taking all that information, right? And then as our life goes on, we're 25, 30, even older, and those voices could still be there. If you haven't taken the time to go within and really program yourself, you have to reprogram yourself. Part of learning in this life is unlearning. You have to unlearn some things. You have to get rid of some things. Affirmations can help with that. Repetition. We learn through repetition. You have to, you have to build new habits, and it takes like 21 days to build a new habit. So you have to be consistent with it. Maybe bring some friends along. Do it together. It's always fun doing things with other people. But with all these voices in your head telling you things that, oh, you're no good, whatever. Maybe you went to school and school didn't really work out for you, because school doesn't work out for everybody. And now we're getting newer types of schools now. We're evolving. We are evolving. We are moving forward. But yeah, if school didn't work for you, that's another thing right there. Maybe now you feel like a failure. But you didn't fail. You're not a failure. Sometimes it's just the school system that fails you. Sometimes it's your parents that failed you. But as you get older, you'll have the opportunity to take your life into your own hands. If you're watching this, know that you have the opportunity to take your life into your own hands. You have the opportunity to do this. You do not have to keep playing the victim game, and you have to be wary. Pay attention to what people are saying around you. Pay attention to what people are doing around you. Pay attention to your gut around certain people. Pay attention to what your body does around certain people. Pay attention, be aware, be present. Put down the phone for a little bit, and look around you. Look around you. Everything you need to know is there. Everything you need to know is there, and you have everything that you need in order to get your life to where you need. The universe makes sure of that, and the universe has your back, and there are angels, there are spirits, there are other beings that we cannot see or feel, because this world is a holographic universe. It's a simulation, and it's made just for you. We all see the world differently. If you were to go into somebody else's shoes and be them, the world would be totally different. Colors would be different, sounds would be different, everything would be different. You'd react differently. It's crazy. It's insane. It's a beautiful system. But yes, so when you have all these negative thoughts within you, you're dividing yourself from within, because it's all that negative self-talk. And even if you get into like the self-help thing, sometimes that might even create more division, because now you're looking at, you have a good side and a bad side, but they are one and the same. You need the light in order to experience the dark. If you don't have the dark, how can you know what light is? If you don't have hatred, how can you know what love is? If you're not black, how can you know what white is? So it's a yin-yang, it's a balance thing. And now you're trying to say, oh, the bad parts of me, I do not want. And I only want to keep the good parts of me. And that's a very toxic behavior. And I fell into that at the beginning of my journey. And now I'm learning to embrace myself. I'm doing the shadow work. I'm going through all my insecurities and all my tendencies, and whatever I do, I'm looking at myself, and I'm making sure, okay, I'm checking in. You gotta check in, and you have to adjust. You have to keep checking in and keep adjusting. Just like, with our apps, with our phones, we're updating. So some of us, we stop updating. We get to a place and we stop there. When it comes to veganism, many vegans go into it. They go through the angry vegan phase, but then they never leave the angry vegan phase. In terms of racism, right? Some people like go into the pro-black phase, but they never leave that. It's like an angry. And I've seen so much anger come out of people that have a prejudice against any race. Like, I don't have any prejudice against any race. I love everybody. And when you feel that oneness, guess what happens? You know that we are all one. We are all one. We are all connected. We are all in this together. So there's no need to put anybody down. Because then this is creating more division again. This is creating division when it comes to race, sexism, race, sex, and species. Because the things that we're able to do to animals and not even care. You could try to show somebody what's going on with animal agriculture. They'll either avoid it, or they'll see it, and they'll continue to do the same thing. And that is a disconnect. They're not able to make the connection. They're not seeing that what's happening to these animals are happening to them. If you're eating animals from animal agriculture, do you see what happens to these animals? Some of them never get to see the light of day. Some of them are in cages their whole lives, like veal, baby cows. They are literally put in a cage, and they force them to not be able to move, because if they don't move, their meat's gonna taste better. Their meat's gonna be more tender. So they force them out so that they can't move. And if you can't move, your muscles atrophy and you get weak. And so that's a painful life to live. Imagine that. And that's what you're consuming. And I don't know. Do you think that's okay? Is that what you would like your food to come from? And when they're being killed, all that fear is going right into your bloodstream. You're ingesting it. You're taking it. Energy never dies. It only gets transferred. So that disconnect is what is the reason why when the world is the way like it is now. But it is changing. More people are waking up. The internet can be pretty bad and social media can be pretty addicting, but there are people out there that are using these as tools to not only live their best lives, but to share ancient knowledge, you know? So, and that's what I want to do on this channel. So thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it. So let's do our best to stop the division. And, instead of focusing on the issues, the big issues, first start with yourself. Make sure that you are connected to your higher self, and, foster that connection to your higher self. Foster the connection that you have with your body and your heart. We focus a lot on the mind, but we try to be logical, but what about our feelings? How are we feeling today? What's your body telling you? But sometimes we ignore all that. So foster that connection, get connected, disconnect to reconnect. And if you're connected, man, then you can bring people together. Because how can you bring people together if you aren't together? How can you help people how can you get along with people if you can't get along with yourself? You got to ask yourself these questions. All right, so become your best friend. That should be your challenge for the year, is to become your best friend. Become your best friend. Become your best cheerleader. Be your biggest fan. Enjoy yourself. Like, it's not about being cocky. It's just about being confident. Confidence is good. Confidence is like, if you have a lot of positive self-talk, you're giving your cells the energy that they need to function. But if all you're doing is putting yourself down, you're ripping the oxygen out of your cells, and then you're gonna be tired. You're gonna be drained. You're gonna be thinking too much, and your mind's already doing so much. Give your mind a break. Let it continue to do the things that it does, because it takes care of like 95 to 97% of your everyday actions. So then let it do that and give it a break, and get in tune with your higher self, get in tune with your intuition, start living through, your heart. Do what makes you happy, do what you're called for, connect to the spirits and find out what you're here for. Check your astrology, check your numerology, find out who you are, know thyself, and then give, know thyself, find out what your gifts are, and then you share your gifts with the world. And yeah, you'll have an amazing time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.